Well, I decided to go live today. Okay. And I'm by myself. Okay. And I'm feeling very good. Okay. And so we're going to be talking about my leadership journey. Okay. And things that I'm working on and things I have let go of. So now I feel more confident about going live alone. Okay. Because usually when I'm going live, I always have somebody with me, right? But I realize that I can do this alone. Each and every one of us can do this alone. We came into the world alone, right? And we're going to leave the world alone. So while I'm here, why not make it matter, right? Why not make it matter? Because people need the things that we bring into the world, our gifts, our talents, our expertise. Each and every one of us are unique and we have a lot to offer in life, right? So, how can we go about bringing these things out into the world, right? And so, when I started my Substack journey, I was afraid. I was afraid to write because I didn't think anybody would care what I had to say. Okay. That's the way I felt because all my life I was told that I was not, I was crazy. I was never going to be anything. Okay. So I really lacked the confidence. Okay. And so I just stayed quiet. When you find that people don't value your opinion, or value you in general, we just stay quiet. And what that does is it protects us in many ways, okay? But it hampers our creativity, okay? It hampers us becoming the person that we were meant to be, okay? Each and every one of us deserve for our voice to be heard because each and every one of us have something very valuable to say, okay? And so when I actually realized that I didn't still speak much, I hi Gretchen, how you doing today? Glad you could join us. So when I realized, okay, well, people didn't value what I had to say, I just stayed quiet and I just did the work I was told to do. Okay. So I figured, okay, I'll let my actions speak for themselves. Yeah, it did. It spoke volumes. They say, well, okay, she's dependable, she's reliable, okay, she will get the work done. Yeah, I'll get the work done, and that's why they come to us because they know. Hi, the space between lives. Thank you for joining. So when they know that we are reliable, that we're dependable, we're trustworthy, everybody's going to come to us because they say, okay, if you want something done, go see Kimberly or Gretchen or Ruth Ann or the space between lives. Okay, they're going to get the work done. They're going to come to us every time. See what I'm saying? See, so these expectations start to increase, continue to increase, and then it's more pressure and stress uh, on us as a result because they say, okay, they know I'm going to perform, so I got to get this work done. Because if I don't, then people going to look at me as being weak or incompetent. Okay, so we have all of this stress and pressure added to us from a child. Okay, it's stuff that we didn't even ask for. It's just dumped on us. Say, here, this is your job. You do it since you're reliable and dedicated and all these things. Okay, and that's what we face in our lives. They'll say, just give it to Gretchen. She'll do it. We don't have to figure nothing out. Let her figure it out. Okay, and then after a while, then we start internalizing all these things, and then we wonder why we feeling bad. Okay, it's like, damn, you give a person an inch, they'll take a mile. Okay. It's like, okay, when does this end? Right? Kimberly, I can catch you on the next live. I'm not uh today, so sorry. Actually still in bed, so maybe. not always reliable, but still showing up when I can at 81. That's what I'm saying, Gretchen. You know what I'm saying? We keep showing up. And that's what we have to do. We just have to keep showing up, you know, and just doing what we can. We can't do everything. We just have to tell people, this is what I can do. This is what I'm agreed to, right? And that's where we are today. And so with that being said, I realized that I had to change the narrative. Okay. I have to change the narrative, and I had to learn to love myself. Okay. Love and respect myself and say, these are the things that I'm going to accept. These are the things that I'm willing to do. And then go from there. Right. So we no longer want to be in survival mode. Okay. Because we deserve better. We all do. We have done the work. We put in the time. We've skilled ourselves. Okay. We've made a lot of sacrifices for our families, for our friends, for our communities, and the organizations in which we work with. Okay. Now it's time for us to reap the benefits of our labor. Right. So, like I said, when I first started Substack, I couldn't even write the hero post because I was so afraid of being rejected and people think that I didn't have anything to say. But we all have something to say. And obviously we do, because we are all here today to support each other in our endeavors for learning and experiential growth. Okay? So, suffering from codependency, I realized that I have to stand up on my own 2 feet, okay? Because hi Rachel, hi AJ. I have to stand up on my own 2 feet, because at the end of the day, who we have to rely on, to depend on, to be there for us. And by having these conversations with people, we can nurture and cultivate our connections and making it much bigger and having a much greater impact in the world. Okay. So I said to myself, you know what? I couldn't write that hero post from the beginning. It took me almost a year. And I found a mentor. Okay. I found a mentor that I had thought highly of, and that helped me, and it was my cheerleader, and say, hey, you got this, you can do this. Because a lot of times we think we can't. Okay. And so other people come to us. I had this interview today with this guy about this partnership. I didn't read his first email. He was asking for money, but I didn't realize that. But anyway, we had this conversation, and just having conversation with people back and forth, you realize things that you have more in common with people than you realize. I told him, sir, I'm not ready to spend any money right now, but the thing that you're offering is is beautiful, and it's something that I can envision myself doing this partnership with you. Okay. But not at this particular time, because I don't know which way I'm going to go. Okay. We're not sure. Okay. I said, maybe we can revisit this in 3 months. Maybe I'm in a place where we can do this thing together. Okay. He's like, okay, we can do this thing. We will support you. We'll put your name out there. We'll put this press release. We'll put these articles together. You can do these podcasts. You can do all these things. But honestly, I can do all those things on my own. So why do I have to pay somebody else money to do that for me? Because look at it. I have connections on LinkedIn. I have already connections established with Facebook. I know people on IG. So why do I need to really pay you for the service that I'm always already providing? I'm just thinking to myself, I didn't tell that man that, because he doesn't need to know that. But if he can help to elevate me higher, it's something to consider down the road. Okay. So we always have to look at every opportunity as a place for us to excel. We have to be willing to step outside of our comfort zones and try new things. No matter how, hi, speaking, Tana, what's up? That's my girl, okay? Girl power. Yes. And she's a powerful person right there. She has her own organization, right? She has a nonprofit organization that helps underprivileged, underprivileged or under whatever, uh, uh, sisters, okay, women. Let me say it right. To get coaching for free, okay. That's to help them to increase, okay, their visibility, their impact, and the world around them. Their world changed their world, and they changed the world around them as well. And I am honored to be a participant, okay, a volunteer in her program because I believe in empowering women, okay, and by empowering women, we uplift the world, okay. Women, we are the backbone of this country, okay, and we need to act accordingly. Okay? All these skills, knowledge, and expertise we have, how can we utilize that to help others, to uplift and motivate others? Okay? Santana is a uh, amazing person who has done this, and she's changing the world, changing minds. And that's what each and every one of us have to do. Okay? And I am so honored to have this, to do this live by myself because, like I said, when I first started, I couldn't even do a hero post. And so, what I did after that, I started doing all these collaborations with people. That gave me the courage to get up there and talk to people. Okay, because I didn't feel secure in myself to do that. Okay, so I even went live with Santana twice. Okay, and so each of us have to just get out there and talk about the things that you bring to the table, your passions, your gifts, your skills, and how are you going to utilize these things to bring positive change into the world? Okay? Yeah, everybody subscribe to Santana. Santana is doing wonderful things out here. You guys you should actually subscribe to each other. Okay? I can't tell you how many collaborations I've done with people. I can't even count it. Okay. And I am so honored for that. Okay. Because I have built these genuine connections with people. Okay. Which can help to further our uh, personal pursuits. Okay. You never know where a connection can land you. It can land you a job. It can land you maybe an advisorship in that company, okay, to help to move this change further, okay, because we are living in a chaotic world, okay, and we don't live in this world alone, okay, and so how can we come together, okay, figure out what do we have in common, okay, what can we do to move the needle, okay, even if we just save one person per day, I'll take it. Okay? Let's take that. That is a win. Okay? Now, the reason I wasn't going live, okay, I started writing. Let's keep it real. I started writing and I got bored. Flat out. I got bored with it. So I'm like, well, what else can I do instead of leaving Substack? Okay? So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna start going live. I told myself that, but then I said, no, no, I'm too afraid to go up there live by myself. So I grabbed Sue Reed. I said, Sue Reed, come on, let's go live with me. And so she went live with me, and then I started picking other people. I just found everybody. I'm like, come on, let's go live, because leadership is about mind, body, and spirit. Okay, so we talk about a number of things. Okay, hi, I would. Okay, you said men need to accept the fact that if it wasn't for women, they wouldn't be here. I'm appreciative of this realization. Thanks, Mom. Hey, I'll be that. I've been a lot of other things, which was way worse. So I'll take that. Okay. Hi, Susan. So I was living in survival mode all of this damn time. Okay. And I didn't realize it, but your body tells you every time that you take these smears and you let somebody disrespect you or talk to you or treat you any kind of way, we are in survival mode. We're telling people, Okay, I don't love and respect myself. So you can say and do it anything to me. Not anymore, you can't, because I don't accept it. And you all are not going to accept it either. Okay? Because you have sacrificed everything to get to where you are today. So why would you let somebody undercut you, undermine you, disrespect you? No, that's not happening. When it happens, you cut them off and keep moving, okay? Because we're about empowerment here, okay? Empowerment and everything outside of that has to go, okay? We have to protect our mental, emotional, spiritual, financial well being. And we cannot do that if something is not in alignment with our values, our purpose. We can't have it, okay? We cannot have it. In today's world, everybody is coming for us. Not just me. I said to myself, I was going to leave Substack, okay? Because people coming for me. Margaret, wake up. They're not just coming for me. They're coming for everybody that's talking truth. Okay, if you're talking truth, they're coming for you. Okay, come on, let's go. Because I'm not going to change what I'm saying to make you feel comfortable. Okay? Those days are over. I took my power back. And I talked about all these things. And I said, I want to come on and talk about it, okay, in person. So I've been given everything to myself to this community, and that's wonderful. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I look today how much energy I'm exhuming, how much time and energy out of my schedule I'm giving of myself. Then you have to ask yourself at the end of the day, what am I getting back? What am I getting back? Ask yourself that every day. Am I getting anything back? At least some enjoyment, okay? At least get something out of it. Because otherwise, why are we giving everything away? Okay? We're giving away our knowledge, we're giving away our time, our effort, and other things too. So always ask yourself. I don't care if it's family, whoever. Ask yourself at the end of the day, if you feeling drained and you feeling sad, you feeling washed up or whatever, ask yourself, what am I getting out of all of this? Is it worth my effort? And if it's not, then you sit down and assess what changes you want to make. Because we're here today, we could be gone tomorrow. And at the end, who gonna give a damn? But then they're gonna talk about you like a dog anyway. So enjoy your life. Enjoy every day. Give yourself flowers. Okay? The flowers you can feel, you can touch, you can smell. That is everything. Okay? Give yourself flowers every day. Don't wait for somebody to bring you flowers. Buy your own flowers. Be your own cheerleader. Okay? I call up the doggone florist. I order my own flowers. Okay? Water your own grass. Okay? Clean house. When we do all of these things, then we don't have time to worry about what Joe doing down the street and what Mary doing across the street either. Because we're filling our cup. Okay? Once we fill our cup, then we can give to others from the overflow, not the other way around. Okay, the snitch said there's always be people disrespecting one, but if you build resilience and self respect, somebody else disrespect has no impact. Say that again. I love that. See, I was always worried about, oh, what is so and so saying about me? What are they saying? What are they doing? I don't give a damn no more. I don't give a damn. While I was worried about what other people are doing, I'm not watering my grass. I am not filling my cup. Okay? I am disrespecting and not loving myself. Because at the end of the day, only thing people are worried about is what they can extract from you. Well, baby, you can't extract nothing from here because I have nothing for you because you've only shown me disrespect. Okay? So you give people what they give you. Okay? Period. Stop giving yourself away and not getting nothing in return. Okay? Each and every one of you deserve love, respect. Okay? They're burning all the witches, even if there aren't one. May as well do you. Yes, do you. When you start doing you, your life changes. Opportunities come to you. Okay? Blessings come to you. Your cup runneth over. When you bring them low vibration people into your life, they suck all the energy, all the goodness, and the blessings that you receive. And then when you turn around, they're gone. You know why? Because they got everything they wanted from you. And they moved on to their next victim. Well, we're not nobody's victim, and we're not nobody's doormat either. Okay? Remember that. So I've been pouring all myself, like I said, into Substack. And that's fine. Okay, because it got me to where I am now. But now I'm at the space, okay, I need to reallocate my energy and my power to where it's going to give me the most value and the people I serve. Okay, that's why I'm here. I'm not here just for my health. Hi, Shauna Ray. Yeah, I'm not here just for my health. I'm here to help other people. Okay? And anybody that comes in the way of me doing my work, they got to go. And for you too. If anybody is preventing you from reaching your goals in any capacity whatsoever, get rid of them. Period. And let's focus on how we can bring this collective wisdom and bring positive change in the world. Okay? It's high time for it. All right? Shit done went to hell. Okay? That's why, in my opinion, I'm not going to talk about politics, but I'm just saying, in my opinion, it's time for a woman in the White House, okay, to run the show because they've done this for years. And what has resulted from it? Not a damn thing. All right? It's time for us to take our power back and run this country. Okay? I don't care who don't like it because we couldn't do a worse job than it's already done. Okay? We down here and it can only get better. Okay? Period. We take our power back. Okay? We got a lot of power. We don't realize it. Okay? But you do. And don't let nobody tell you you don't. Okay? Block early and block often. I know that's right. You know, just like they have the America's Most Wanted list, I have it too, and it's growing. And I don't give a damn. And it includes my family. Because they was nowhere to be found, okay, when I was suffering. Now they want to show up. They like, oh, she got some money. I ain't got a damn thing. And if I had it, you wouldn't get it. I'll leave you $1. I want to leave you with a message that's very clear. Clarity. Okay. So I didn't really want it to go there. But anyway, it was important. So I'm no longer codependent. I can go live by myself and I'm okay with it. Okay. That's where I'm at today. I've elevated when I talked about that. Going from not being able to write to be able to speak only with another person. Now I can go live by myself and I'm okay with it. Okay? All right, Shauna Ray said, I'm in Canada. Women have the power. Okay? We have been sitting on our hands, especially we white women, me included. Now, time now to speak up and speak out. I know that's right. Speak up. Speak out. That's right. We are no longer silenced. Okay? Just because you wanted us to stay quiet, we are no longer required to stay quiet. Okay? Staying quiet kept us small. Okay? Staying quiet kept us minimized. Staying quiet kept us in bondage. Right? Time out for that shit. Okay? Time out. So, I have been doing all my work in notes, which was good. Okay? No more shrinking. That's right. No more shrinking for nobody. I don't care who you are. Okay? Period. When we take our power back, we help others to rise, okay, and show them Come on here. You don't have to shrink no more. You don't have to minimize yourself. We are not. We have power. We have education. We have skills. We have expertise. What else do we need? What else? Each other. So, because we can't fight this fight alone. Okay? We cannot fight it alone. We need to band together. Okay? Okay, I am good with organizing. Okay, and but I really wouldn't want to organize. Somebody else might do that, but I am good with nurturing and cultivating relationships. Shauna, Ray, what you good at? Okay, all right, what you good at, James? This is not just woman thing because you came from a woman. Okay, so this is not just a woman thing. We got to get the men involved, the ones that want to join us because they have daughters, they have wives, they have sisters, and if the men can't support us, then y'all get y'all over there and sit down or get out of the way. Something you can do. You can make up some signs. You can do something else. Okay, but we got to get this done because things is continuing to turn to crap every hour. There's something going on. All the veterans is dying. I went on to what you call that site? Any of them sites. You can go to Facebook, you can go to IG, you can go to Threads, and you see all the messages from people talking about their loved ones, and they got that call. They dreaded getting that phone call to find out their loved ones is not coming home. I just cried. I just cried. I worked for the government for 39 years. Okay. I know that in war, you have to sacrifice the few to save the many. But in the end, is it worth it or is it about somebody's ego and putting more money in their pockets where all these people have to bury their loved ones? Was it all worth it in the end? Okay, I can't worry about that, but I'm just using that as an example of why we need to start making these positive changes from every state. Okay, we need to band together. We talked about some of these things in earlier lives about these rallies and other things that we can do. Now, what we need to do, like back in the 50s or whatever, you had these groups of people that would go around, they would help support all these people that have lost their loved ones. Okay, to see how can we help you? Can we bring you some flowers? Can we just sit here with you and just talk or hold safe space for these people that you send your loved one off to war and then you get a phone call that they're not coming home. That is the most heart wrenching thing in the world. I remember I heard this story about this one veteran. He used to he used to set a plate, or I don't know whether it was his father, okay, on all those holidays, and he would sit there alone and he would set that plate. I don't know if he would set the food in it or whatever. And yeah, that's something you can really never get over. It might get better over time. And so if these soldiers sacrifice their lives to save this country, what the hell are we doing? Okay? What are we doing? What changes can we make to make a difference? They sacrificed that's the ultimate sacrifice is your life. So I said, well, what I can do, I can instead of spending more of my time most of my time in notes, I can go into my community and build my community and see what support they need from me in these times. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. I am going to go inward. That's how I go inward. Okay? Now I'm not going to leave Substack because I'm not going to get my naysayers and haters dissatisfaction to leave. Okay? I didn't do all of this work just to walk away. Okay, because I am not a coward. Okay, I've never been a coward. I don't have no problem standing up to a bully because there's more than one way to skin a cat and to kill a rat. Okay, psychological, mental, physical. I worked in the federal government for 39 years alongside the service members, so I know what it takes to survive. I even survived a narcissist family system. So I have been prepared at birth and I know how to use resources, people, and things. So I'm going to use every resource at my disposal to succeed despite any opposition, period. And you are too. That's why I come on these do the work that I do to give you the resources you need to fight all of these things. These things are going to continue to come. Okay, but that's okay. And the haters and they say that's good. It gives us practice. It's like target practice. Okay, if you once you beat one enemy, you're like, okay, what tactics did I use to overcome this obstacle, to overcome this situation I found myself in? Okay, you might have to make some minor adjustments, whatever, but basically it's all the same. Okay, and you remember these tools in your daily conversations. You pay attention to what your body is telling you. When your body telling you something don't feel right, don't do it. Go follow your heart. Follow your intuition, your body and your intuition. It will guide you and it will tell you when something is not right, someone is not right, and when it's time to change gears, to change direction. Listen to it. I have not made it this far in life without these things. Okay? They saved my life. So I'm telling you the things that I know that work. Okay? So let's see. Which ones are your bullies? Uh are they here? I'm gonna talk about that. You never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Okay? I know some people. I was talking to a friend earlier and we was talking about the war, okay? And she was telling me well this regime, I'm not going to say what it was, okay? Cuz I don't want to get down the rabbit hole and then somebody take me somewhere I don't want to go and then I have to say some things I don't want to say. Anyway, what we were talking about is that individual country sent out notes or whatever. They send message that we getting ready to attack you, so you get out of the way. uh Most people not going to do that. They're not going to tell you they're coming for you. They're just going to come for you. Okay, what they're going to do is sit back, watch your movements, watch your behavior, and figure out your weaknesses so they can prey on your weaknesses. Okay, and people have done that because I have reached a low point in my life when I had lost my job, $130,000 job. I was at the lowest point in my life as far as my power, my energy and everything else. So I was more prone to attacks at that time. And I didn't realize it that, it's people that I even knew. Okay. So like Judas Iscariot, okay? There's a Judas Iscariot in every group. The ones that get closest to you are the ones that that come for you the most. Those are the ones that you have to be more um careful of, okay? Because they know your weaknesses, they know where the bodies are buried, they know um everything about you. So what I did was I decided that I'm gonna say less, okay? I'm just gonna let my actions speak for myself. Okay. And then I said, that means I have to censor everything I say. I'm not going to do that either. Okay. What I did was raise my vibration. I raised my vibration by getting rid of everything was not serving me and everybody. Okay. And you raise your standards and you put up boundaries. Okay. Then you start to see that, oh, I have more peace. I have more serenity. Dang, I never felt so well. My nervous system has never been so regulated, and now I can actually think. Now I can create. Okay, because all this stuff it keeps you stressed, keeps your nervous system all messed up, all this cortisol, and ingesting all these things, and then it's like, oh, how can you create like that? You cannot. So you have to get rid of everything so you can breathe, you can pause, and you return to yourself. You feel whole. You feel like you've never felt before. And we all deserve that. Okay. So I've had bullies my whole life. I used to run from home from school every day because the bullies was waiting outside to beat me up. Why? I have no idea. I never did anything to anybody. I stayed to myself. I stayed to myself. And because I grew up alone, okay, even though I had two brothers, I grew up alone, okay? And so everybody come for the child that's alone, and the child that they say is weird and that's a misfit or whatever. And that's the one they always pick on. That's the one they always use as a doormat to make themselves feel good. Yeah, I beat her up. Okay, yeah. So what? That make you feel good? So one day I just got tired of running. I like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out there and let the chips fall where they may. I don't know what happened. I came to myself and I had hit that bully upside the head. I guess she had blood coming down. Okay. And then the principal say, what did you do? I'm like, I told you she was bothering me and she was running me home from school. She was the cheerleader out there. Yeah, come on out here. We're gonna get you. And I'm like, and when I hit her up the side of that head, okay, I got expelled. Okay. I didn't care. And she never bothered me again. Never. Then you have kids taking your lunch money, taking your lunch. Then you can't go home and say, "Oh, I didn't eat lunch today because they took it." Then my father would rear up and say, "You they did what? And you allowed it?" So so I had to learn how to fight. Okay, and I did that. But I didn't like to fight physically. I would fight with my mind. I would tell somebody something and they're like, oh, they would, So I use psychological, mental, and some people even use shame. I did what I had to do to survive, okay? But I did not want to physically fight because I was beat the whole time. So I'm like, I got to find another way. You can't go around beating people and expect for them to love you and to be still there for you. That doesn't work. So I'm like, okay. So who is this? Okay. All right. So he said, I'm not sure if you're a he or she, it doesn't matter. What changes can I do? I recommend to once and for all listen to the lessons of the only instructor to follow, Jesus Christ, who condemns sacrifice, but keep on choosing sacrifice over and over again and say no more sacrifice. I know I'm not sacrificing anything else, okay? I'm not. I've done my job. That's not mine. If it's not mine to carry, I'm not taking ownership of it. Period. You said you have a problem? Okay. You figure it out. Okay, you figure it out because most times somebody come to you with a problem and you give them a solution and they'll tell you, oh no, I don't think that's right. I don't think it should go that way. Okay, baby, you figure it out. Since it's your problem, it's yours to carry. Next, that's not mine. And I'm not dealing with that anymore. Some people come to my DM, this and that and the other. Mm, okay, talk to you later. Bye. Moving on. Don't attach yourself to something that do not belong to you. Period. They will figure it out. When we were out there figuring out what job we were going to take or what problem, how we was going to solve a problem, who was there to help give us advice and tell us, oh, this is what you do. Okay. Nobody was there for me. And even if they did tell you something, it still might not make sense to you because you're a different person than them. That might have worked for them, but it's not going to work for you. So take whatever people tell you with a grain of salt. That's what I say. Okay? And then you look at the person who's telling you this shit. Okay, I'm 63 and you're listening to a 25-year-old and they're telling you, no, don't do that. And I'm like, oh, baby, oh, no, No, you haven't lived long enough to tell me what to do. because you don't even have a clue yourself. So that would be like the blind leading the blind. I'm not saying that she doesn't know, a 25-year-old don't know something, because they might come up with a really good idea that you hadn't even considered. Okay? But I still take it with a grain of salt. And it's like the snitch said, okay? Whatever I feel in my heart, whatever my body's telling me. And I also, because of all these situations, I have started reading my Bible. Okay? I started reading my Bible again, because people will tell you, gaslight you, okay, uh, and tell you it's green outside and you know it's blue. And you're like, I wonder why this person is trying to convince me that it's blue outside and it's green. I don't try to figure the shit out no more. Okay. I was like, okay, I just delete them and keep moving. Okay. If we're not on this, have the same values, principles, okay, we don't have no conversation. That's how I eliminate that, because every conversation you have takes you away from the work you are being called to do. First of all, is this a necessary conversation? No. Next, I try to be nice, but people take advantage. And so I was like, I'll be kind to a limit, okay? To a limit, because people waste your time on purpose. And they have nothing going for themselves, and they don't want you to have anything either. So how do I take Sue away from her work? I'll fill her up with some unnecessary stuff. Okay, then she will start to feel sympathy for me, and then she'll start talking to me and this and that and the other. 9 times out of 10, whatever we tell them, they're gonna not heed it anyway. So why bother? Okay, why bother? And so now I feel very comfortable today with he said we all have solutions in the gospel, but we are too stubborn to consider them, and we think that we are wiser and the wisest soul out there. That's our undoing. When we think we know better than the universe, when we think we know better than others, that sounds like ego. Okay? When you can't sit up and listen to another person's story and say, okay, maybe what they're saying has some validity, then you're closed minded and you're closed heart. And that's where you will be, by yourself over there in stupidity and ignorance. Just call it like it is. Okay? And so when you find somebody like that, they let them go. Let them go. Shoot. I let a lot of people go. We have to learn that we have to be comfortable in our own skin. We have to be comfortable being by ourselves. And we have to be comfortable with being disliked. Because those same people that dislike you, you know why they dislike you? Because they can't manipulate and control you anymore. Okay? That's their problem. Let them handle their own problems. Okay? Because we have enough on our own plate. Do you have do you have time and energy and effort to give to others when our own needs are not being met? No, no. So we we need to love ourselves, okay? And so I'm going to be spending more time within my community, building my community and finding out what they want from me and how I can help them to make these positive changes in their lives. That's the reason I'm here. Okay? So, I have to step up to the plate. If I want my uh subscribers to step up to the plate, I have to do that first. I can't tell them one thing and do another. Okay? I have to live my values. I have to live my truth. And that's when we find the people that are meant to be for us. Okay? Starting next week, I'm going to work with my free subscribers. I'm going to be working with my paid subscribers who I never have actually had a meeting with. I've met with them individually, certain ones, but I have been avoided, and I'm like, I can't believe that I have paid subscribers. I just could not believe it. Okay. I'm like, why are they? why they decide to subscribe to me. So I'm gonna start finding out these things and start cultivating and nurturing these relationships because they deserve that. Okay, because they support me through good and the bad times. So I want to be able to be that support to them, and I'm going to start spending more time with them and how they supported me. And I appreciate each and every one of them, free, paid, and the followers as well. Okay, how can we come together, bring more positive change in the world, and help each other grow? Okay, and that's what I'm about today. Is not leaving Substack, but spending more time within my community and helping them to grow, and all of us learning and growing together and making this world a better place for everybody. Okay, instead of being disjointed and everywhere else, I can't be everywhere at the same time. So, how can I use my time, my resources, my power, and my energy to uplift my community? And that's where I'm at today. Okay. So, I want to thank you all for joining and being here today. And do you any of you guys have any questions for me? I will surely answer them. Thank you, Natasha K. I really, really appreciate you and what you bring to the table too, as part of the community. And so within this community building, I'm gonna be asking people, okay, how can we create a community that we want where we can help others to grow? It's not just about me and you, okay? Most of us are already successful. We are already successful. So how can we raise the bar and then help others as well in the process? We're talking about a win-win-win. Okay? So I'm gonna start off Monday talking to my community and finding out how can I help you become the person you want to be. Anybody have any questions? Yeah, we talking about positivity, all right? Empowerment, okay? And being in the flow. When we are in our personal flow, we can translate that to the world, okay? It all takes time to figure out what our flow is. Everybody's flow is different. But once you find it, oh my God, that's when the magic happens. And that's where we are today. Okay? Thank each and every one of you so much. I appreciate you and you enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you.